Welcome back, friends. Hope you're okay. Hope you're starting off this week as warm as possible because it is certainly cold out there. This last Sunday, we had our annual meeting, or celebration as I like to say, and in preparation for that, we tried to structure the worship service with a theme of new beginnings, but also recognizing that there are stories that have brought us to this point. Many of them we treasure, hold dear, and they have informed us in many important ways. However, as I alluded to on Sunday, some of the stories that we tell ourselves actually constrain us, and they keep us from moving into a new stage in life, not just as a community of faith, but as individuals. These stories, which at first seem helpful, outlive their usefulness to us because some of them were designed to protect us. They are what psychologists call defense mechanisms. In many ways, they keep us from the truth of our situation and condition, but they do so out of a protective, I suppose you could say, drive or mechanism that's evolved because it's hard to bear the fullness of our situation. As you and I both know, when you look at the news or you just look out your window or you're driving in a city, the amount of suffering and pain and violence and conflict can be overwhelming. It can be a true shock to the system. And so in order to remain as whole as possible, we tell ourselves stories that in some ways are comforting, but in other ways are just simply protective coverings. And this last Sunday, I tried to encourage us to think with St. Peter how these stories are cleverly devised fables or myths that are named in that passage, which we have to, if at all possible, move past, move beyond, if we are to experience anything new in our life or in the life of First St. Andrew's. It's hard. It's not something you can undertake alone. It's something we do together. But it's also important to remember that when you are alone or when you are out and about or going about your life, or you're in those quiet, still moments when it feels like it's just you, that you are always accompanied by a presence, a divine presence, an embracing, compassionate presence that calls you beloved as you are and as you are becoming. This divine presence doesn't make the pain go away. It doesn't make reality more digestible, more palatable. It doesn't add sugar to the medicine you have to drink, but it is present. This divine reality that we call God is present to you and to me and to all of us. So this week, I want to encourage you as you think about new beginnings for this community and as you continue to lean into this new year, to think about how you're being called to let go and what stories you may be called to leave in the past. They were fine in their time and place, but there's a time for new stories, new perspectives, and to be open to those. As difficult as it may be initially, I invite you to consider when, where, how, and what you're being asked to open yourself to this year. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our postscript then. Have a great week.